Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Farmhouse Witch YouTube channel. In today's video, as you can see, I'm going to do a full in-depth crystal tour for you. I am currently in the process of moving, so I figured I'm packing everything up anyways, and it's just the perfect time to show you. Now, I would love to tell you that this video is going to be organized by crystal type and shape and all of that good stuff, but frankly I just don't have time for that, and that's not how I keep my crystals anyways. If you did see the video I posted a couple of months ago, a room tour, you saw partially my crystal collection. I say partial because I have crystals all over my house. It's also important to note, I'm not going to show you everything I own. Some pieces are very personal to me, some I use in the craft. With that said, most of everything that I own are just display items, collection items. I don't necessarily use these in my craft. Some witches use crystals, and that's great. Personally, I think they're beautiful, and I collect them because of their beauty. So personal items, not going to show you. The rest of everything else, you will see. Also, if pet hair bothers you, you're gonna be bothered this entire video because I have 2 cats and 2 dogs, and because I keep crystals everywhere and I don't dust, you know, every day, because that's how often I would have to dust to keep all of these clean, you're probably gonna see some pet hair, so just get over it. With that said, we're gonna get into this first tray. So I have this one organized by color, and again, I'm not gonna go over every single piece, but we're gonna start on the clear quartz side. So for clear quartz, I have some Himalayan pieces. I have a clear quartz 𝒏𝒂. This one does have a really pretty rainbow in it. I have some opalite. I have rough clear quartz, polished clear quartz, a clear quartz tower with some different inclusions. This one, the top of it's broken, but I did get gifted this one for free. I have some fire and ice quartz. And I'm sorry, my phone was just ringing, so if that's what you heard, that's what it was. On the yellow side, I have a bunch of different things. I have heat-treated amethyst. No, this is not real citrine. I have tangerine quartz. I have some yellow calcite. I have desert rose, carnelian, some more heat-treated amethyst, honey calcite. I have a bunch of jaspers and like random rocks within these trays too. I have a red quartz here. I also have some rose quartz, tiger's eye, and different things that fall under this color category. Over here I have an absolutely massive amethyst 𝒏𝒂. This one does have a really pretty rainbow in it and some different inclusions. It's self-healed. I don't use this for any metaphysical purposes. I just kind of keep it in the tray, but I did not buy that. I actually won that from an event. Right next to it I have a little miniature amethyst 𝒏𝒂. This one does have a rainbow in it too, but I'm not sure the camera is going to pick it up all the way. Again, these are just display pieces. I don't actually use them for anything. Under those I have a bunch of dyed agates. I have a lot of broken amethyst pieces, polished amethyst pieces. I think this is just amethyst and clear quartz. This is a rune. I'm glad I found that because that does not go in here, and that needs to be put up where it goes. And then I have lepidolite. I have a couple of different pieces back here of that. On the green side, I have some blue-green fluorite. I have green calcite or a witch's stone. I have more amethyst that's like bleeding over into the green pile. I have a lot of adventurine. I have blue kyanite. I'm not sure what this one is because I really don't remember. Everything in here I kind of just throw in here. I don't necessarily keep track of. For blue, I do have an aquamarine spear that has pet hair all over it. I also have Larimar. And then in the corner I have some dyed howlite, and these are just little pieces of aquamarine. Now on our darker side over here I have pyrite, I have onyx, I have some almandine garnet, tourmaline, raw pieces of labradorite, smoky quartz, more pyrite, and then more garnet. And here is the flash on one of the pieces of labradorite I have in here. All in all, this tray is just like a hodgepodge mix match of everything that I own. Again, I don't really keep track of everything in here. I just display this in my house. This tray I know is probably like atrocious because there's cat hair everywhere, but in this one I keep all of my hearts. So I have Caribbean calcite, I have a labradorite. It's not very flashy, but it's there. I have flower agate. This one's another little labradorite, but it's not very great with a flash. I have some tricolored calcite. I have amazonite. I have a little bitty Larimar heart. This one is ocean jasper, and it's more of like a blue-green. If you collect OJ, you know that it comes in like a variety of different colors. I have another amazonite heart over here with more smoky quartz. I have a rose quartz heart. It's not very heart-shaped though. It kind of just looks like a blob. I have some amethyst, lepidolite. I have some selenite. This one's a shell. This one is another blue-green OJ. And then this one is another flower agate. Again, I just display these in my house. I don't actually use them. And you can tell because pet hair is like literally all over them. And this tray is pretty much the same thing. I have a bunch of different random pieces in here. So I have like aura quartz. I have carvings. Like this one is a rose quartz. It looks like clear quartz, but it's rose quartz. It's just very light. I have a Merkaba that's clear quartz. I have optical calcite and honey calcite. I have an agate over here, a little Buddha head. I think this one got chipped during our last move. I have a little peach rose quartz. I have peach moonstone. This one is a shell. You can't really see it too well, but this one is a rainbow ammonite. I have a little cat serpentine carving over here. I have some green calcite, different pieces of amethyst. I have random labradorite carvings that really don't have any flash. I have a snake and a butterfly. And then I have some pink opal. Over here I have a fluorite fairy. She did have hands at one point, but they were broken off, unfortunately. I have a little agate ghost, some garnet, numenite, and then I don't remember what this one is called, but that one's just a fossil. Again, these are all really just random things that I collect, put in a box, and then display somewhere in my home. Alright, so now we're going to move on to this tray. This one is just full of clear quartz. All the smaller pieces of clear quartz, like the one you're looking at right now, or these chunky guys, I got from Earthbound Trading Company. And I don't know if they have these anymore, but they used to have sets of raw quartz. Like some would be polished, some wouldn't be polished. For like $9, and you would get a whole bag. And I got one bag, and that is filling the bottom of the tray. And then on top of the tray, I have this giant clear quartz, and he is polished on one side, raw on the other, so he sets like this. You can kind of see him better out of the direct sunlight. He is really pretty. I picked this one up from a medieval fair like 2 years ago. There is another termination on the side. And I just have him setting in that tray. And here's a close-up of some of the clear quartz points that I told you I got from Earthbound Trading Company. And again, I just set him on top and I display him like this. And the direct sunlight is not doing this justice. Alright, our next bowl, well, kind of a bowl, it's like this hand thing, is a labradorite. And yes, it is super dusty. I kind of warned you guys about that. It has really pretty flash. It reminds me of like the dragon stone from that one kids show. It is so pretty. Aside from the labradorite, I also have a raw piece of tourmaline with mica, and yes, you're gonna see like packing stuff in the background because I'm packing during this video. Here is what the raw piece looks like on the back. And here is what the front looks like. It is very pretty and very sparkly, but it's also very fragile. If you can't tell, the mica is like coming off in my hands. And yes, my cats are trying to make a cameo, so you might hear them or see them during the video. The only other two pieces I have in this bowl are a piece of green calcite, which is nothing really special, and I also have a rose rock. This is from my home state, which is Oklahoma. They are like everywhere in Oklahoma, so I have big ones and like little small ones like this. This is just one piece I have. I'm gonna pack these two trays up and then we'll move on to the next. I found some pieces that we're not gonna go too in depth with, but they were in a bag of stuff that used to go on my prosperity altar. So to start out, we have a raw piece of Congo citrine. It is very smoky. I have a broken piece of malachite, but it's still beautiful. I have 2 pieces of pyrite. 3 pieces technically, because I have this little cube chunk, and that's what they look like. I have 2 amber beads, so this is made from carved amber. They're carved on the front and the back, and they are beads, like you can string a necklace through them, but amber is just very fragile, so I don't end up doing that most of the time. I have a tiger's eye spear. This one is just a miniature one. And then I have some Libyan glass or Libyan tektite. I have a few other random pieces over here as well. So I have a tiger's eye bowl. This one's not very deep. It's like for jewelry. The side is really pretty. You can really see the striations. These are dusty, like I said, because they're displayed around my house. This is an amethyst bowl. It's like a teardrop shape. This one is a rose quartz, which it's a lot pinker than this off camera, but it's not coming up for some reason. And that's a moon shape. I have a selenite charging plate. I have multiple of these. I think you guys have seen me haul those on my channel before. Over here we have a larvikite plate. I would love to have countertops made out of this someday because it is so freaking pretty. And there's like gold banding on the sides. I usually put candles on top of that. And then I also have a clear quartz one. This one is not as pretty because I've burnt candles on it and you can see it's like gotten in the cracks. It's kind of gross, but these are all just random pieces I had laying around. Alright, so now we're getting into the big guys. As you can see, I kind of have a clear quartz army. Clear quartz is my favorite crystal, even though that's very basic. Starting off in the middle with this guy, he is 15 inches and he is clear quartz. Although the tip does look pretty smoky to me, he was sold to me as pure clear quartz. Everything that you're looking at is clear quartz as well. The second biggest, so this one is 15 inches. The second biggest over here is probably 11 or 12. This one has a very pretty rainbow, the tip. And he is actually a lamp, so I have a piece that goes at the bottom and it shines through. I'm going to see if I can pick up the rainbow on camera, but I might not be able to. You can kind of see it. But he's really pretty when the light's through him. The rest of them I don't think have rainbows, but we're going to look just in case. I don't know how big the rest of these are. This one has a tip that's broken, but I still display him. That's what I get for moving so many times. But this one, I think might have a rainbow. Let's see. No, I don't think so. Best part of clear quartz, in my opinion, is when you find a clear quartz with a nice rainbow. I think this one has a rainbow. Let's see. This one does have a rainbow in the middle, but it's not picking up on camera. It's like right in here. Anyways, that's it for the big guys. Now I want to get into the smaller pieces that are in front of these towers. Most of them aren't like anything special. Yes, my cat is apparently going to come into the camera frame and show you himself. So, this one is pretty special though. I got this from a camping resort that me and my husband go to. I know the light is not doing it justice, but this is beautifully terminated. There's a lot of terminations in this guy. The bottom is completely raw and it's terminated as well. And if it looks dirty, it's because it is. A lot of times with these raw pieces that are terminated like this, they're pretty hard to clean just because there's a lot of cracks and crevices to get under, and a lot of times they're stained anyways by where they're found. But this is one of my favorite pieces. And then I also have a couple of different clear quartz that are raw. So the rest of these that I'm showing you are raw. They're not polished. You can tell because they have this striation still. Some of them have rainbows, some of them do not. And if you can see my cat behind us, he's like being taunted all day by this squirrel. And he keeps coming onto our porch and my cat is like freaking out because he can't get him. This one, I can't remember. I got this one I think at a medieval fair. Two of these I know for sure I got from Earthbound Trading Company. Most of my clear quartz, though, I will tell you, is from Oak River Crystals. Almost all of my collection, period, is from Oak River Crystals. She has an Instagram page. Her name is Alex. She's really awesome. But almost everything, like I'm not even kidding you, like this huge tower and this tower and this tower and this tower, like all of that comes from her shop because she has really good pieces. I just realized there's like a little rainbow in this one. I don't think it's gonna focus for me. Trying to focus with one hand while you're holding a very heavy crystal and the other is not easy, is what I'm learning. Anyways, that was my rambling about clear quartz. This was everything that I showed you again. I know it's nothing special to most people, but like I said, clear quartz is just my favorite. I know it's basic, but to me it's just so pretty. I'm gonna put this away and then I will get into probably some different carvings and spears. So a couple of things that I forgot to show you that I'm about to pack up are some selenite pieces. These are carved selenite. I have two sets. I have a wand and then a sword, and then again I have duplicates of each. That's because I originally ordered these from a company and they came like, the tips came really chipped and they just ended up replacing them and let me keep the other set. I also have a selenite tower. I believe I got this at TJ Maxx. And then I have another piece of selenite. I can't remember where I got this one from. I like to have selenite around just to cleanse the home. These I would give you the Etsy shop where I got the carvings from, but the Etsy shop's no longer open, so there would be no point. I will say though, I searched forever, like I'm talking over a year, to find carved selenite that was this big, because usually when you get the selenite pieces that are carved, they're like this, and I wanted something really large, and finally I found this shop, and then like with months of me ordering, like I'm talking like 2 or 3 months, they were already closed. So I'm really lucky to have found these. Unfortunately, I can't share that with you. Alright, we're going to move on to some spears and little carvings, and my cat's still right here. He's just decided to grace us with his presence during this process. So let's start over here. This is a pink amethyst lightning bolt. It's not showing up super pink. It's not like bright pink, but it's more pink than the camera's letting off. It looks almost purple on camera. Next to that, I have a piece of clear quartz. It's raw on the back. It's super druzy like. I have a piece of agate that's carved into a turtle. It looks like sparkly sand, that's why I love it. I have some random pieces. Honestly, I don't know what this is. I assume it's some kind of jasper that's been carved into a little rooster. I have a clear quartz turtle, nothing super special about him. I have a piece of Brazilian citrine. I have some pumpkin carvings. So this one actually came from Wish a long time ago. I had a crystal haul from Wish on my channel, and it's just a low quality piece of Amazonite. I do have a fluorite jack-o'-lantern with a little witch hat. My husband and I recently went to Gatorland, which is like the most Florida place ever if you've never been there. It's basically a gator sanctuary, and I love alligators. So I ended up picking up a piece of agate with a little silver gator on top. Next to that we have another piece of almandine garnet. I've shown you a couple of pieces of this already in different trays, but it's one of my favorite stones. I just think it's really pretty. Over here we have my giant, when I say giant, like this is my hand compared to it, aura coated rose quartz. This one is really peachy and bright in real life. Next to it I have a raw piece of rose quartz. I also have an ocean jasper spear. This one is not super bright. It's honestly more brown than it is pink, but it has hints of pink in it. I have some raw pieces of amethyst over here. This one's pretty washed out. It's almost gray. And then I have a brighter piece of raw amethyst next to it. I have another spear. This one's pretty big too, not as big as my rose quartz, but this one is green aventurine. I have another little piece of raw amethyst that's just been cut into a block. And then in the middle I have more carvings and spears. I have a turtle. This one is from Doha, Qatar, which is where my husband has deployed a couple of different times. I'm not sure what type of stone it is, but there's a baby turtle in the middle, if you can see it. I have some optical calcite over here. It looks like clear quartz, but it's not. I have another piece over here. Again, that's not clear quartz. I know it looks like clear quartz. I have an Amazonite spear with some smoky quartz. He's not too special. And it's not that, like, when I say that, I don't want you to think that that means I don't like the crystals or something. And when I say they're not too special, I mean like that there's no inclusions or different things that would make them of higher value than a regular piece of, like, say, Amazonite. Because I do have a lot of different pieces that have inclusions, but these guys are just regular. On this side of the table, I have a tiny, tiny piece of aquamarine, and he's sitting on a rose quartz base. I have a druzy clear quartz cloud, which is not picking up very well on camera. I have a raw piece of tourmaline. I do have another pumpkin. Unfortunately, his face, as you can see, his little jaw got broken during our last move, but that's okay because I can still turn him around like this and he's cute. I have some celestite, which is really pretty. This does have rainbows in it. I don't think I'll be able to catch them just because the lighting next to my window is like super bad today. I have some orange selenite. I have another raw piece of amethyst. Believe it or not, I picked this one up at Michael's craft supply. I just liked it because there's spots on it and it's super pretty. And then this is really, really dark blue apatite. It looks almost black on camera, but this is blue apatite, and it's more of like a deep blue green than it is blue. This one I got from, I want to say TJ Maxx or Marshall's. It's just a piece of clear quartz on a stand, and there's one big termination in the middle. They used to have a lot of pieces that were mounted like this. I don't really see those anymore. Not that I go shopping that often because I've been trying to cut down because my crystal collection is huge already, but they used to have more mounted pieces, and now I see more like basic pieces like just amethyst or selenite and things like that. But they used to have a lot of different pieces that were mounted. I'm gonna do one good look at the crystals I've shown you so far. I already learned my lesson that if I don't do this, somebody in the comments will literally complain and be like, you didn't show us anything, you moved too fast. Okay, well, I'm showing you everything. I don't think you guys understand how hard it is to like do that in a video, because you think that you're showing everything, but you're really not. That's how I feel, at least. Like, I think that I'm showing everything in detail, and then when I go back later and edit things, it'll be like I'm missing pieces or they're not focused, or this is why I'm not a professional. This is just a hobby. So anyways, I'm gonna move on, pack this stuff up, and then I will film again in a second. Alright, on to our next set of things. We have quite the variety. So I got this from TJ Maxx 2 or 3 years ago. Now this is supposed to be a bookend, and it's just agate. It's not dyed, it is natural. Agate does have a lot of quartz in it naturally, obviously. That's why I like it. But it has a really pretty druzy pocket right in the center. The light is not doing it justice, but if I could shine a light in there, you would see how beautiful it is. But I picked this up for like $7 at TJ Maxx, and I've had it ever since. I just display it. It doesn't go on a bookshelf. It goes in my living room, but I love it. Next to him, by my little kitty over here, we have a mosaic quartz. And mosaic quartz is like a mix match type of quartz. I don't know how to explain it. It is basically, as the name implies, like a mosaic. It's just different things. It looks like different things that are pieced together. The tip is not broken. It is there. It's just not really showing up in the light. To the side of that, I have a beautiful smoky quartz tower. I believe this one is 9 inches, maybe 10. The light's not doing this one justice either, but it is super, super pretty. No rainbows, but it is beautiful. I have a Mary carving over here. No, I'm not a Christian. No, I'm not a Catholic, but this is chevron amethyst. And when I saw this, I was like, wow, and I just couldn't resist. I'm a sucker for carvings, and this is just very almost gothic in nature. Like that's what it looks like to me, and it's so freaking pretty. The backside is gorgeous. She's beautiful in the light, but for whatever reason, when I hold her up, it washes out, and you can't really see what I see here in person. Next to her, I have a knife. I'm not sure what this is. I really don't remember, to be honest with you. The tip is broken. This is a ritualistic knife. I have a large chunk of pyrite, because why not? And then I have a golden healer flame. This one is pretty. It's not super big. Like, here's my hand compared to it. And then next to all of that, I have a golden healer flame. Over here, I have a lot of different things. For one, I have a candle holder. That's just yellow calcite. It's for tea light candles, as you can see. I have some pieces of aventurine. These are both from Oak River Crystals. I have some Brazilian citrine. Super freaking pretty. This is from Oak River Crystals as well, by the way. Citrine is my birthstone, so even though it is super expensive, I do have some nice pieces for myself. Both of these actually are from Oak River Crystals. This one is from Sage Goddess. And years ago when I used to buy her stuff, I got this included in a basket for free. The tip of it is kind of broken. I don't know if you can see. It's chipped right there. But this is smoky quartz from the Congo. I have a piece of malachite and chrysocolla from a local witchy shop. You'll learn that aside from clear quartz, malachite and chrysocolla together is like one of my favorite stones. Another thing that I got from Sage Goddess, again when I used to be into her stuff, is a aura-coated palm stone of aventurine. Camera's not picking it up too well, but it is really pretty. It's perfect size for your hand. And then of course I have more clear quartz, because why not? I have a double termination right here. I got this from Cold Brew Crystals, and I think her channel might have changed. She does have a YouTube channel. It's either Cold Brew Crystals still or Cold Brew Barbie. She has an Etsy store, or she did. I think she might have her own website now, but she's here on YouTube if you want to look her up. She has like a ton of subscribers. She's really, really sweet. This one I got from Oak River Crystals. Again, it's just a plain clear quartz tower. No rainbows, but it is beautiful. And I have these kind of like strung everywhere. So as I'm packing, I'm like, oh, there's another one, and there's another one, and there's another one. And I'm sorry for the noise in the background. Like my phone's going off, and then my cat's over here, like having the blast with my rug, which is lovely. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and pack this stuff up, and then I will come back to you guys in a second. Alright, now we're going to get into my favorite section. These are all of my carvings and different things that I like to display in my actual witchy room. So I'm going to start out over here with what's laying face down. This is a pink amethyst heart. I got this from Oak River Crystals. Like I said, almost everything that I own is from Oak River Crystals. So this is from Oak River Crystals. This cat carving is also from her. This is an agate with a druzy pocket. I won that from her. I won this one as well. It's like a little broccoli. It's supposed to be a tree. It's amethyst. It's druzy as well. Kind of cute, but also kind of just looks like a broccoli. I have an agate leaf from her with another druzy pocket in the center. I have a goddess. This is jasper. This is ocean jasper. I got her from Our Mother's Crystals on Instagram. I have a piece of malachite that I got from a local witchy store in Oklahoma. I have a garnet that's still in the matrix, which is super cool. The camera's not picking it up super well, but I have multiple pieces of this. This is from a crystal shop in Oklahoma as well. And then I have a bumblebee jasper pumpkin. This is also from a local witchy shop back home. Alright, back row. We're not going to go over almandine garnet because you've seen like 2 pieces from me already. This is a druzy moon. It's all terminated, all raw, from Oak River Crystals. I have 2 coffins from Oak River Crystals. This one does have a rainbow at the bottom. That's a smoky quartz. This one is a yellow banded calcite. I got this off of Etsy. I'm going to hold it up to the light so you can see it better. This is a Vivianite crystal from Etsy, and the formation of Vivianite, if you don't know, it can grow on dead things, which I'm like a morbid person. I think we all know that. Most Scorpios are. Surprise, surprise. But I really like stuff like that. That's like weird or morbid, and I mean, it just kind of is what it is. Over here, we're going to go over some different carvings. So this tower is moss agate. There is a druzy pocket of quartz, if I can get it to focus. There's a little druzy pocket of quartz at the bottom. We have a raw pink amethyst. This one is super pink in person. Like, this is like a bubblegum pink. Like, incredibly pink. I have a random aura quartz, clear quartz, that's coated with aura. Over here on this side, I have some orange calcite, an aura quartz. I have another ocean jasper. This one is a flame from Oak River Crystals. Surprise, surprise. I have this unique clear quartz. So this piece is naturally double terminated, and it has another termination growing out of its side. That's just a one-sided termination. And a druzy pocket in the center, which you can kind of see. I got this from Earthbound for like $15. I don't really shop there anymore, so I can't tell you if they still sell things like this. But I can tell you last time I went to look in a mall at Earthbound, their prices had gotten way higher. So I don't know if you're able to find these still, or if they carry them, or if their prices are going to be the same, but they used to have really good deals on clear quartz. I'm not going to go over these two because they're just clear quartz, and I got those both off of wish.com. Years ago, I had a witchy haul / crystal haul from Wish, and I was basically seeing if the crystals from them would be fake or real. They're both real, but they're chipped at the top and they're not that special. Now this piece though, we will talk about. This is from Oak River Crystals. This is what you call a lemon quartz, and there is a really juicy rainbow right in the center. So a lemon quartz, essentially, a lot of people will sell this as fake citrine. What this is though is a regular clear quartz that's just been heated up. That's all it is. Not super special, but it is very beautiful, especially with that big rainbow in the center. I'm going to try to go over what's in the hand super quickly. I have a piece of moldavite that my husband got me. I have a rainbow ammonite shell. I have a piece of red blood quartz and a piece of aragonite. And then in the back over there, I do have a raw opal. Over here to the side, I have a lot of amazonite. I love the color blue, so I do have like a lot of pieces. We're gonna ignore that that fell, that's fine. Both of these little towers, that's smoky on the bottom, are from Oak River Crystals. This is also from Oak River Crystals. So this one is a raw piece of amazonite, and it has smoky quartz and copper banded throughout it. And then from Oak River Crystals, I also have some Caribbean calcite. To me, it looks like a beach, like, because the tip is blue and then this looks like sand. It looks super washed out on camera. It's not that it's like super vibrant in real life, but it is more vibrant than what you're seeing on camera. All right, the rest of these little guys were just different freebies that I got from Oak River Crystals. So we have some pink tourmaline, we have a rose quartz, fluorite, and then a golden healer. And again, here's everything that we just went over, because I know if I don't show you close up, somebody's gonna complain. All right, I'm gonna pack this up and then we'll move on to like my last two shelves that I have. All right, so we are on the last batch of crystals for me to show you, and then I'm gonna pack them up. I'm gonna start over here this time. So we have two fairies. I know these aren't crystals by themselves, but these are made by My Little Butterfly Life on Instagram. She does customs. This one's amazonite and this one is a dyed blue agate. I've hauled from her on my channel before, so most of you know that I really like her shop. I know polymer clay sculptures are not for everybody, but I think these are adorable. We also have an amethyst. It's really washed out on camera. It is pretty purple in person. It's just a raw amethyst. We have a crackle quartz, a selenite carving of a snake. I also have a carved Buddha head out of labradorite. It's not very flashy, and it is chipped. I don't know if you can tell, but the nose has been chipped off. Moving last time got him, and he's just been like that ever since. Moving away from him, I have a piece of petrified wood with druzy pockets in the center. I have a lot of different raw pieces of clear quartz and agate. Most of these geodes, I don't even remember where I got them. When I move to our next house, these will probably all be outside pieces because they are really dusty and they're chipping, and I don't know that I want to keep them in anymore. Above them we have two beautiful pieces of malachite. Malachite, like I said, is one of my favorite stones, so those are both display pieces that came with stands, and that's how I show them off. I also have a piece of moss agate with a pink spot on the middle, which is pink amethyst. I have a raw piece of labradorite that's polished on the top. I have a bumblebee jasper cabochon. I have never turned this into jewelry. That was my original plan with that piece, but I've just kept it as a palm stone. Over here I have a big labradorite heart, and as you can see, it is super flashy. It's like green and blue and gold. The back side is not flashy, so I'm not even going to show that side. Moving this way, we have two pieces of druzy spirit quartz. I have a small smoky quartz tower. I have a black obsidian tower. I have an amethyst tower, another amethyst tower, a labradorite carving of Toothless, which I almost just dropped. He's not very flashy. He's also not like super polished either. Continuing, I have another darker piece of labradorite, again, not very flashy. I have a black piece of amethyst. This one is super dark. Let me see if I can get the camera to focus. This one is super, super dark, like I said. The back is just raw, and the front is almost black. That's how dark it is. Moving along the back side, I do have a clear quartz tower that the tip is broken off of, so I got that as a freebie. I have two pieces of amethyst, a lighter colored druzy one, and then a regular deep jelly amethyst. I have a clear quartz flame. I have a piece of labradorite, and I'm going to show you this one up close and personal because the shift on this one is super pretty. This one has basically every color of the rainbow: purple, orange, yellow, some blue. I mean, this piece is probably one of my favorites. Next to that one, I have a piece of jasper, which is that pink tower right there. I have a smoky quartz. This one is unique because it's polished, but it's got like 3 terminations. It's really dark, but when you place it in the light, it looks almost like clear quartz with a touch of smoky quartz. Next to him, I have a blue apatite tower. This one is super blue in color. You can kind of see it, but again, the camera is not doing this justice. I also have a strawberry quartz tower. This one is freestanding to an extent. It's kind of crooked. I don't like to display that one by itself just because I'm always scared it's gonna fall over. Over here I have another ocean jasper tower. This is a candle quartz. This one is amazonite. I have a serpentine tower, and then this one is flower agate with pyrite. This is another one of my display pieces, so I would usually have a light over this so you could see all the different pieces together. And then my last couple of towers over here on this side are a pink amethyst tower. This one is a super light pink color. It's not exactly bubblegum pink, it's more like a blush color. It also does have druzy pockets. It almost looks like it has gold banding. That's why I love this one so much. Super pretty. Next to that, I have a labradorite tower. This one is not super flashy. I do think that there's a couple of blue and yellow spots on it, but not super flashy, like I said. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video right here. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I know I didn't show everything super up close and personal, but if I did that, this video would be like 3 hours. So I hope you were able to enjoy what I did show you. With that said, everybody have a good day. If nobody's told you, I love you, I care about you, and I will see you guys in the next video.